Hey there. So, my next guest does esports events. He's organizing them, he's building them. But here's the trick he focuses on mobile gaming and he's got a day job on top of it. So, he talks about the struggle of having to do a full time job, have this part time business that he owns and he's operating and he's growing, and it's growing kind of faster than he's expecting it. And he's trying to get this whole thing happening during the middle of a pandemic. Really cool. You guys are going to love this one. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, I have a very special guest with us. I have Micel Aragoncillo. Did I get it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, right on. Hey, Micel, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing fine. How about you?
Oh, it's a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas. How about yourself?
That's nice. Yeah, I'm actually in the Philippines right now, so we have this time differences. I think it's a 12-hour. I'm not sure, but it's a 2 a.m. here. But that's how. This is a typical time for gamers here. So just so you know.
Absolutely. And even if it wasn't, I do appreciate you staying up late to be able to talk to
hmm
me.
Yeah, absolutely. I would really love to. I mean, I love to talk to you. Thank you for also accepting my, answering my questions in the videos, in your live videos, and then sending message. You're really helpful. I can see value in your content, and then now that I'm talking to you, I really appreciate your time as well.
Of course, anytime. All right, so Micel, I like to get my show started just getting right into it. So could you
hmm
please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just tell more of what I usually do in the gaming space, in the esports industry. No, esports is a new word right now, and just I would like to go towards the esports part because just last year by the way, we have this Southeast Asian game. I'm from the Philippines, so we're part of that, and then that was the first esports event in like that setup, Southeast Asian games. Before these are most sports games, sports competition. Now they've added esports. They partnered with Razer and then some other brands worldwide. So that's cool. So that's why I really wanted to push towards the esports thing, the esports in the gaming space. So to answer your question, when how did I start? I would like to tell a bit of myself. So my typical day job. Um, for the past 10 years, I've been working in the BPO industry. That's really popular here in the country, the Philippines. So we're
What
taking
what is
jobs like
that?
customer service jobs, technical support.
Okay.
Like for example, if you're calling for your ISP, and then oops, or press something. So if you're calling, if you need help with your, let's say, router, or if you need help with your internet service provider, some of those calls route to other countries like India, Philippines, other countries. So that's a really popular job here in the Philippines, outsourced jobs. BPO, we call it business process outsourcing.
Beautiful.
So I've been in that industry for like 10 years. I know the ins and outs of that industry. I started as I take calls before and then got promoted, and I know more how the business stuff works. So it's really amazing. It helped a lot of people here in the Philippines. And then a long way when I was working in my regular day job, I know deep inside with me, I'm a gamer since I was a kid. So I like competitions. Even though we way back when we just playing a simple uh, brick game, Tetris, just a simple like that. When you were a kid, introducing new games from the parents that they usually play, and then you play the Super Mario, different genre of games. You play the Top Gear racing one, and then now you have lots of games that you can't imagine. There's a new genre of games. We have MOBA, we have FPS. Even play as well a street fighting game. Just a casual gamer for that. But now what's really popular here in the country is are MOBA games and FPS. So those are also the typical games that's on the top of the list in the world. Are also part of esports. The prize pool are really amazing. So for the past 2 years, when I was still working in my previous job, the company, I saw some posts from my friends that the prize pool for this game is it reached $20 million for this. Imagine you're just playing games. I know Fortnite. there's a kid last year, right, won the largest prize pool for that single player. So imagine playing games, winning those. So that those news that I read read online actually, helped me think of like, hey, I think I need to do something in my life. This is something that I really want. I know if you're working in a day job and you wanted to have, you know, you want to change your life. You don't want to do this every day in your day job. You don't want to do something that you really love about passion. So I was like on the stage of finding my true love or passion. So I think I found it. So found it through
Wonderful.
esports.
That's fantastic. And there's a lot to
Yeah.
talk about there, and I want to unpack
Yeah.
some of
Hmm.
that. But before I do, I start every interview with a single question. So I'm going to ask you, just like I ask
Sure.
everybody else. So
Hmm.
on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you, Micel?
Yeah. Most of the time they would say gamers are really weird. Sometimes it would not show you directly, but for me, I would say I think 8.
Okay, why
It
why do
would
you
not,
think you're an 8?
because sometimes I think differently. Uh, that you cannot imagine. Some people would know me that, hey, Micel is like a really he's a really professional guy. I don't think he would think that way. But then if you know me more, especially for those people who I know more on the gaming part, which is I know I could share my true self to them, they would think that, hey, this guy is like unusual. I mean, there are things that I would just like, for example, if I'm cracking jokes that outside this world that they cannot think of. It's unusual jokes that people would not crack those kind of jokes. This is more of like, because I'm just a gamer and then I think differently, and then we think differently. This is something that I think I can express more from myself. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So this is the gamerpreneur, and you've kind of given me a little bit about you on your gaming history. But when did you first start playing video games?
Yeah, I started playing. I'm not sure if I could consider that video games, but when I was still a kid, they you would introduce to me a small gaming brick game that's really popular here. I'm not sure if that's the real one, but what I can really, I think what's the most, uh, the really start is that when I started playing the Super Mario game, those, the Top Gear games, those are the typical games that were popular way back 20 years ago. So those are really popular. I mean, you could talk to your friends about it at school. Hey, I've played this game and I finished this level. How did you finish it? This level, those kinds of things.
Before the internet, right?
Yeah, before the internet, you cannot, those are the cool things. And I think what really made me a real gamer is that the introduction of Counter Strike. Because those games before is like, those are the typical games that you could play by yourself. You cannot play Luigi at the same time. During the first Super Mario thing. So unlike the Counter Strike, you could play with your friends. I think if you have like 5 of your friends go to, internet shops here are popular. I know we have in different countries we have different styles and how we play games. Some of them play it at their houses and their homes, doing online. Before, around I would say around the year 2000, we 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 this was the start of internet shops, gaming shops here in the Philippines, and then it was the time that I was like first to use a computer. Computer was really new to me, and then when I start playing Counter Strike, it also helped me in my future careers. It made me more literate in handling computers. I'm not afraid to handle those those lags way back then, because we were taught in the computer shops that, hey, if your mouse or if your cursor is not working, do the Control Alt Delete. That was never taught in school back then. So so
Right.
those things. I mean, Counter Strike really helped me with the PC games. That's where I
Fantastic.
started.
Okay. And what do you play today?
Right now, I'm playing more of a mobile genre game. So here in the Philippines, one of the most popular right now is, we call it Mobile Legends. I know there's some this game is more of like a game from China. That's really popular here in Southeast Asia. Um, It's like a Dota 2 League of Legends game in a mobile. So imagine I did not expect 2 years ago that I could play Dota 2 in my cell phone, but now everyone is playing it. So that's the time as well that I realized that hey, I need to enter the gaming space. I know here in my city, in the country, um, they already own the PC games, and then the mobile was pretty new. And when this game started way back in 2017, I think I need to I tell myself that hey, lots of people in the office, you know, play this game, and no one we don't have any like events related to this. So this is the start. That's the time that I really started that. I reach out to the to the gaming community, to the gaming events, the existing gaming events. I reach out to them. Hey man, I need help. How can I organize this event for this new game? I know it's pretty new. It's a new, it's not the usual PC game that you guys are playing, but I wanted to promote this. I can see potential on this one. And then 2 years after, right now, we're being hired by brands, telcos, even shopping malls. They're hiring us to conduct events for them. Now we're doing it online. I'm like,
That
man,
is
you're awesome.
fantastic. You have hitched your wagon to the right one because if I recall, Mobile Legends is the most played game on Earth at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as far as I recall, because mobile is number one.
Yeah.
Like most people think, oh, it's Fortnite or something. No, no, like what you all are playing on your phones, that's number one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I saw a study before that PC, not all people have PC, but mobile phones, people would average 2 to 3 phones per person. So so that's the reason why I go to that route because I can see that there's potential in the mobile industry,
Okay,
mobile
fantastic.
gaming.
All right, so Micel, this is the
Hmm.
gamerpreneur, like I said before.
Yeah.
Now I want to get over to the entrepreneur side, the preneur part,
Hmm.
because well, you found me because I was discussing these things on my Facebook page, and you're like, "This is awesome stuff." Um, can you tell us a little bit about your business? So you're doing esports event promotion, but you also continue to do the BPO. Can you give me your professional background? When did you first start? Kind of how did you get to where you are?
Yeah. I started way back 2010, 2011, later part of 2010. This was the start of my career working in the BPO industry. And just to tell you, um, this job for me was like more of like a stats game. And way back then, 2010, 2009, I was playing NBA 2K9 my player. Every season, I'm the top points leader. I'm the top in rebounds, not on rebounds because I set my game to just 4 minutes, so I cannot really beat those who are simulated rebounds. But there's of assists, steals, blocks, I top on everything. And then that's the time that when I transitioned to a real job, and then they're asking me for like real metrics like customer satisfactory survey, NPS. Uh, NPS is like net promoter score. These are the questions from 0 to 10, right? And then we have this first call resolution. This is if your case was resolved during the first interaction. So these metrics or stats, these are the stats that I think this is like an NBA points, rebounds, assists, steals. So I top all of those, and then I was lucky in my first year was awarded like the most uh, employee of the year. So that was nice because the reason is I was playing NBA 2K9. That's imagine you can apply what you're doing in the gaming scene to the real world. That's true. Uh, I was able to do it, and it really helped me.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's how it started. And
I like
then
to plug my book because I played World of Warcraft
oh,
and the same thing.
all
Like
right.
I played this and I was leading guilds, leading raids, and all
Mhm.
these lessons that I had like applied perfectly when I went into the law field, into the business world. Like everything was the same. And like I'm
Yeah,
just gonna pretend it's a game.
absolutely. I mean, if you could think, if you're really hitting that game, if you're really, you know, really good at that game, just I think this is one of the advantage of game us gamers. Think of your life as a game. This is a game, right? So I know if there are things that you could actually on this life, there are tricks, there are some techniques, and sometimes you would always fail. You would start from scratch. that level. So just don't stop. Just keep on playing until you could, reach the next level. I think that's why some of the gamers are really successful because we have
Absolutely.
that attitude. Attitude.
Okay, so please tell me more about what you're currently working on.
Yeah.
You, like you said, you do promotion for esports
Hmm.
events. You organize these events. Can you tell me about the business you're in? Like, is it just you? Do you have business partners? Are you working for them? Like, how's it actually work?
Yeah. For now, I'm registered as a single or a sole business owner. So I just do 2 years ago when I was in the BPO industry, my day job. um, I realized that I need to go to the mobile esports because of the opportunity that I see in that field. And then also my office more workmates are also playing this game. So I started it. At first, it's really funny because I need to reach out to these gaming industry, and then they would ask me, "Who are you?" I mean, some of them like, "Hey, I've been here for like 10 years." So that's a cool thing. Some of them would reject me, and then some of them accept me. So I was lucky that I was able to ask this event organizer in a mall event. It's a known event for the past 10 years. This they're showing like different types of computers, rigs, different water cooled. I also am a fan of a PC gaming and a PC build, gaming rigs. So they have like this cool stuff PC game, and then I asked them, hey man, I know I'm a different type of genre platform. Is it okay if we could partner and then I could have like a small table in your event and then I could just organize a small event. Just a few players playing this game. I just wanted to promote this game and to promote the community here in my city. So I started that. I paid all the. It was hard for me because I have a day job, and then after my job, I need to because our job here. If you're working in an outsourcing company, usually you're working at night because most of our clients are from North America. So in the morning, after my job, in the morning, I went straight to the mall, set up my booth, and then do those things. And then it cost me a lot because I need to pay for my own cost in the event. I need to pay for the prize pool because who would play the game if there's no prize pool? Some of them would play because this was like the start of the mobile game, and then that's how it started. And then the next year after that the game grow. I mean, there's a lot of people playing the game because it's a mobile game. You can play MOBA genre, and then that's the time that I realized, oh, from a typical 5 to 7 teams, or maximum of 8 teams in an event, now we can have a full 32 teams playing that. I mean, interested 32 teams with 5 players in each team. So that's the time that 2018. That's the time that someone went here. It's a gaming company here in the Philippines, and then hired us to organize the event for them. Just not really that much, but it gave me an opportunity to show to the community that hey, we're here, we're an organizer, we're a local organizer here. And then that's in the 2018. In the 2019, the brands are reaching out because for the 2018, this was the time. It's like a sweet spot wherein the players are really playing. There's a lot of players playing this game, Mobile Legends, and then this is really good for telcos because they're buying prepaid load to play this game. So this is good for them, and this is also good for mobile phones, mobile brands. I mean, you need to buy a gaming phone in order to play this game. So I'm getting the opportunities from those brands, and then 2019 February, this was the time that they had a meeting with me, and then they want me to organize these events, and they even asked me how much do you charge? And as a gamer, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, how would I know? I think that's one thing as well. You need to know if how much you would ask, right? Because you don't know. If you're a gamer, you don't know how much you should be paid, right? Because you're just playing games, organizing events. So I don't know. I just
You
doing it
clearly
for
missed my training on
passion.
how to ask for money.
Yeah, I missed that. I think I need to watch that. Yeah, if you have that, I think I need to watch that. I'm watching some of your videos, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will be available. This recording will come out weeks later, but this should,
mhm.
between you and I, this will be available tomorrow on my website. So it'll be
Awesome.
called "How to Ask for Money."
Yeah, and also I like that. I mean, I really like I really like your website, Brad, the content, the Facebook page, because really few people are just posting like this. And then someone like me who's starting out in the esports industry like this, I'm starting to earn. I'm not expecting to earn, but this is just like a side hustle, passion. So the things that I earn from doing events, I just reinvest it. So because of these events, I we know how to set up a production setup. We're in the mall, starting at small, but I have big dreams to this. I mean, even in the pandemic right now, I'm not expecting to have events 2020. The last event that we have was January, but uh, last month or 2 months ago, yeah, 2 months ago, um, they contacted me. They was asking, "Hey, Micel, you're still doing events?" I was like turning them down. I don't want to go out. But they were just saying, "Hey, can you do an event for us? Just do it online. And okay, let's do it." And then I just realized that, hey, I think this is really for me. This was a time, but it was like turning it down because it's pandemic. I really don't want to go out. There's this care about COVID-19. But then I realized that, hey, no matter what, if you really love this and if this is for you, it would really come back to you again. I mean, two companies hired us again to do events. And also, by the way, I think I missed your question. How about this gaming thing? Gaming, I just a gaming company that we built. So I started this one 2017. I call this as Mice Gaming. It's really funny because my name is Micel, and some of them would think, "Hey, did you just name it because your name is Micel?" And some other people will call you Mice. I would tell them, "No, no, no. It's not because of my name. It's just like how I crack jokes in the interviews. You know, the real meaning of Mice is that it's Mi is for Mindanao. It's a region here in the country. It's the southern part of the Philippines, Mindanao, and the C is competitive and the E is esports. That's our calling. And we wanted to promote competitive esports in the southern part of the Philippines. They would say, "Oh, really?" So,
Fantastic.
but that's what we really want. I mean, most of the developments here in the country, this is like just my goal in locally is more on the northern part. So it's not really balanced. So we have like a unitary type of government here. So we have like the most of the developments is in the national capital region in the northern part, but here less we're neglected on that type of things. Even now, I mean, um, events are like way cheaper here in the southern part compared to the northern part. I could like earn 10 times more if I was like doing it in the northern part. Most of the clients are there. I mean, our main city here, Manila, is one of the most crowded city in the world. So so that's the reason why they have like huge opportunity there. But yeah, that's how I started. This is like I started myself in 2018. We have like I grew my the group. I would not say this is really a company because I'm not really hiring them full time. I'm just hiring them as a freelance. Some of my friends who's doing the casting, the manpower. So we grew into like 5 people. Now we're like more than 20. It's handling. I can
Fantastic.
activate them anytime. They're just doing it for like it's also a side hustle for them. The cool thing is that before we're just doing it for free. Now imagine the opportunity that I could create. I mean, because of this esports events, I can pay them for their talent fees. They have talent fees now. They did not expect to have that before. Imagine you're just like doing stuff for gaming, and now you could have talent fees, and then you could create opportunities. And then I think our goal this year and next year, once the classes are back, we wanted to reach out to the schools because I know last year the Philippines or the Southeast Asia included esports in the Southeast Asia Games, and it was held here in the Philippines. This was like a iconic moment. I know there are talks to include this in the Olympics and other games. I know it will happen soon. Really, esports or the game viewers are really increasing compared to the typical sports.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah,
That is so awesome, Micel.
Mhm.
Now, I want to go back to a point you were talking about earlier because you said you are
Mhm.
earning money, but you're not taking any of it home yourself. You're reinvesting. Now, part
Yeah.
of my purpose on this show is to show other people interested in entrepreneurship who want to become gamerpreneurs in some capacity,
Mhm.
who have no idea how to do business, right? So, what exactly is it you are spending your money on? How are you budgeting your money and how are you using it to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. So I don't really have a specific budget flow or something because this is not like a every month we will be having like an exact amount of money that we can take from the esports business. I didn't really expect this to be a business in the first when I started this one, but yeah, I think we're getting money out of it. So what I'm 2 years ago, or let's say a year ago, 2019, we started streaming using this phone and a cable. We just put cable and put it in the TV. That's it. You have because I'm using a mobile phone here to game. So just a mobile phone and then straight into the TV, and that's it. That's what we're using as an equipment. What I'm investing now is the equipment to make us much better in terms of production value. Because this is what I think. Last year we were like promoting live stream, so you should pay us because we're doing live stream. That's right. The brand didn't realize that because they don't want online events way back. There's no COVID back then. They wanted on-site events. They wanted foot traffic to see in the events, right? They're not really interested in the live stream. And a good thing that I was like visualizing myself that hey, sometime in the future they would hire us because of our live stream. So now we were reinvesting our money. We're buying sound mixers. We're buying those lamps, those small things. We're buying microphones, the cameras, some other things, some things that you could use to have this production value. We're looking for broadcaster headsets, something like those. We wanted to have a more type of a good event from starting out from like a cell phone, a simple cable, going to the HDMI port of the TV. Now we can like set up wherein what you're seeing on the actual event itself, we can also flash those in the online.
Okay.
So
I have a different question for you because I do have an
sure.
international audience. And you mentioned earlier that North Americans seem to outsource a lot of their BPO work to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Are you still do you still have to pay the same prices that everybody else does for this equipment, or is it less expensive there, or is it just that much more expensive in that
It
part of the
is
world?
less expensive here. Um, Way more. I've been to California 2 years ago. This was the first time in the U.S. and I could really compare, especially for the prices. I mean, there's a simple meal there is like same brand. Let's say McDonald's. So a simple meal would cost you like $8. It's a typical meal. Here, the $8 meal is like $1 or two. That's the price difference in all aspects. So imagine that. I mean, if you're hiring someone to edit videos, you're looking for someone who edits videos, right? So if you're hiring someone from the US, it would cost you this much. I'm not sure about the price, but if you're hiring someone from the Philippines or from the outsource, we have like other platform. We have I don't want to mention the names, but there are platforms out there, online platforms that you can hire someone outsourced, and then you can just pay for like 10 times or 5 times cheaper or 3 times cheaper what you're paying there.
That's
So
incredible.
that's yeah, that's the reason why companies are like outsourcing these type of jobs because it's much cheaper here to outsource that. And also that's I have that background as well in the BPO industry, and that's what I'm thinking for like 2020, 2021, and 2022. We wanted to have. I know we're earning money from these events, but these are not regular. I know sometime these events will be obsolete. You need to be. I know events will not going to be obsolete. There will always be events, but the typical way of how we do things right now might be obsolete in the future. We might be using VR. I'm that kind of guy who wanted to step forward, think ahead. because it made me successful in my previous, in
Oh
previous
yeah, no, you
career.
definitely jumped in like right ahead of that wave. You've been riding it the whole time.
Yeah,
You're
so
gonna keep growing too, just you watch.
yeah, awesome. And then that's how entrepreneurs do as well, right? They think ahead. That's the reason why I also like your page, gamerpreneur, because this is like one of a kind. I mean, no one is doing this, right? But I know in the future, most of the people would like, hey, how can I turn my esports into business? And they would look for this. I know this is a really smart move, and then I really love how you do things like this. I mean,
Thank
for
you.
now, you would not you realize that much yet, but in the future, I could really see it would really grow, and you might have lots of competitors in the future too.
Yeah, I'm not
So
concerned about them because I'll be honest, like as a gamerpreneur and as just a business person, I understand that there's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people out there. I
yeah,
don't need millions and millions and millions and millions of people. I need a very small amount of those people to be interested in me, to be following me, to be purchasing from me in order to have a very good life.
absolutely. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could have one-time client that could really make a change.
Hmm.
Right? So there are different approach, quality and quantity
That's right.
approach.
All right, Micel, this is supposed to be about you, like not about me. So
I'm sorry, yeah,
I
my
want to
bad.
talk about
Sorry to
you.
jump to that.
What makes you special, Micel? What unique skills do you have? What like resources are you drawing from that other people aren't? Because like, Mobile Legends is blowing up out there, and you kind of seem to have taken it yourself. Like, why is it that you're doing so well and everybody else is sitting around wishing they could have done something?
Yeah, I think the one thing is when I that's I think when this one started when I was like looking for what my passion really is, when I started reading books about how to change life, how to change from a regular day to day cycle, the day job to what you do, you know, to do what we really love more. So I think during that time I was like finding what my passion really is, because sometimes you will be drained, you'll be burned out because of the hard work. That's normal. I mean, just if you're thinking gaming or esports is just like playing games, no, it's not true. You're also doing the typical day job. You need to do things. If you want to organize events, you still need to do the typical registration thing, the sheets, the analytics, all those things, all the same. It's just that you're doing this type of work towards your passion. So I
Okay.
think that passion really separate me from others. I mean, some would like quit. Me, I would not quit. I mean, even though I don't have sleep for the day, I mean, I have my typical 9 hours. After that, I was like re-energized every time I do this kind of things, because I think I really love this. I mean, I really wanted to innovate every time. I mean, what can I do best next time? How can I solve problems? And then that's the time that that's I'm really lucky of, because I was able to find my passion um 2 years ago, and then I was like starting building it, and now I'm working on it. So if you're really passionate about something, I think that would really separate you. I know we have like some competitors here that are emerging, but some of them would like after the COVID-19, some of them would die because this is one comment that I heard from them. I mean, they are more into the profit compared to the passion. So what if you don't have that money? You know, what if, let's say for example, if you're doing this kind of events regularly, and then were getting paid, and then all of a sudden this will stop, just like right now. This stopped because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what you would do? I mean, do you still continue or it would stop? So I think that's the thing. I mean, the passion towards esports, that's what I different compared to others. And then we're not really doing this because it's also I'm a gamer. We're doing this because we also want to change. We want to promote competitive esports in our region here, the southern part, and also the main goal really is to promote the responsible gaming and to promote opportunities. I mean, imagine if you could. We're like the first generation of e-gamers, esports, right? Some of us are like parents now, and then they allow their kids to play games. You know, make sure you can control. We know what are the bad habits of playing games or the good habits. So we teach our children that, hey, you should do this, not that. So that's a cool thing now. I mean, the generation is changing, and we're in the first generation of building this industry. So I think it's really hard, and I just wanted to be part of it, and I just wanted to make change the what's happening right now. I mean, change the mindset of the over other parents that, hey, if you allow your kids to play that game in a right in a in a right manner, or with responsible gaming. So I think there's really a future for that. We could create opportunities for that. We could create opportunities not only for gamers itself as a pro gamer, but we could create opportunities for videographers, content writers, any other aspects, right?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to create out of esports.
That is so fantastic, Micel. You really are so focused on the community growth. It's not just about you, it's about growing everybody around you. But I want
Yeah,
to ask you,
absolutely.
if you could go back in time, because you've been doing this for about 3 years now,
Yeah.
you could go back to when you were very first starting, maybe the day you made the decision, I'm going to try something. And you go back and talk to little Micel, and you're like, listen here, little Micel, like this is everything that's going to happen to you over the next 3 years. But here's the one thing you need to know. What do you tell him?
I think what I would say him is that what I would really say. So far I really love the decisions that I made, but I think I would just tell myself 3 years ago that just I think I should have invested more time at the start, because I think I should have grown more compared to what we are right now. Because back then I didn't really realize that it was like this big. I think I was like working hard, but I was not smarter back then. I think doing this type of strategies, right? I didn't expect that live stream back then was like just for the few people. Imagine if we were like doing live stream when I started in 2017.
Mhm.
We were like, I could be like one of the big influencer, but I'm not regretting that I did not do it. But I think what I should tell to myself 3 years ago is that I think you should have started the mindset that you're having right now. I think I should be more smarter. I should. So that's the reason why I'm taking, aside from doing the legwork, the job, I'm sitting back. I'm resting and sitting back and then thinking of what should I do next, because that's the most important thing, right? Aside from just doing the regular typical job, you're just focused on one thing. Hey, I need to do this. I just need to cut this woods and then do something, just to create a fire. What your goal really is. Let's say if your goal is to build a house, your goal is not just to cut woods, just not to get, just to do these small things. You need to find a way how to complete that house in a much smaller uh, time frame. So I think that's what I think I'm doing right now that I'm not doing before. I think I'm smarter now, and I think content like this are really important. And I really wanted to invest in something like this. I mean, if you're offering like that could really help me, give me value, why not? I mean, right now we're not afraid to pay for those um, costs that I would, way back then 3 years ago, I would not pay for, because I know there's a value to it, and then you could get your investment out of it, right? So
Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, now, Micel, you've been a business person for a while. What advice do you have for someone brand new? Maybe they're looking to be
mhm.
a quote competitor of yours. Maybe they're looking to get into the space of starting up and hosting and organizing events for people. What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, I think what I would say to them is that starting out, just do it, man. I mean, sometimes we have these brilliant ideas, and then they just became an idea. So idea is not really that important. I mean, you have those will fuel you because you have this great idea, but you need to test it out. Um, just don't be afraid. Just do it, and also you need to handle rejections. You know, we have like few brands right now that are working with us, but before I was able to get those two brands, just this month, two brands who paid us. Before I get those brands that working with us, I get lots of the rejections, a lot of yeah, lots of rejections. I mean, in order to get those two, you need to reach out to lots of people, lots of brands. Some would belittle you because who you are. I mean, they don't know you. Some of them will reject you. Just don't stop on reaching out. I mean, ask questions. I mean, you know, those things, and that's what really
Absolutely true.
make you successful, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I'm right there with you. When I started this brand, I reached out to a ton of people, and the vast majority, they asked me two questions. How many followers do you have? How many views do you get? And that was it.
Yeah,
That's all they cared about. They didn't matter like what else I could do or who else I've helped or anything. It was how can you help me, basically. So
absolutely,
oh, for
absolutely.
sure. Okay, now, Micel, I got one more question, then we'll kind of start wrapping things up here.
Sure,
But
no
I
worries.
want to know, what is something that you are working to improve in yourself and in your business?
Yeah, I think right now I just wanted to. I think this is also related to what I'm looking right now. Content that's how to be a gamerpreneur. I would not say that I'm really settled on what we're doing right now because this is not like typical uh, day job that you're earning every month, every payday. So we're just earning if we have like events. So right now I'm thinking of improving myself on how I can solve problems in the esports industry. Perhaps I know there are lots or tons of problems right now, and I wanted to to do that. I mean, just like what you're doing right now, offering problems or sorry, not problems, offering solutions to one problem that I'm having, how to solve my problem, how we can earn more. Not really more, how I can earn continuously so we can fund our events, we can fund our ideas. Because in the esports industry, there's a lot of things we want to do. I mean, if I want to build my gaming company, I wanted to have some other things to do. I mean, I wanted to go on more on the talent part. There are ideas that we want to do as well. But how can I do those? I mean, I cannot get a sponsor right away that hey, fund me on this. This is just like a first time you're going to do it. You're not going to, First thing is that you need to have, I think, is you need to have funds. And if you cannot get it from the sponsors, you need to fund yourself. So I'm looking for ways right now on how we could earn on a regular basis. How can we solve problems? One of the things that I'm thinking is that if we could offer outsource esports services for those gaming companies. Perhaps they want to. I know there might be lots of people watching right now, following you, and I'm open. I'm receptive to having this conversation or talking on how they can outsource their esports needs in the country because we have like our manpower here. The cost of manpower is way cheaper. Um, and then I think we can do same thing, same outcome on what if you could hire locally and let's say if from United States, if from Europe, it's way cheaper if you do it here. And besides, we could just do it virtually, especially now that we're in the COVID-19. Some of the countries are locked down, work from home. So that's what I'm trying to seek more, and hopefully I could that could enlighten me by following you and then people like you, the gamerpreneur. So hopefully that would really solve the problem that I'm having and
I,
grow.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Micel.
Mhm.
All right, Micel, how do people find you? Where are you out on social media? What's your handle? How do people get in touch?
Yeah, absolutely. You can email me. Can I share my email?
Sure.
Yeah, this is it's a micegamingph at gmail.com, and you can find me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/micegamingph.
Fantastic.
So yeah, so I'm also wanted to. I have a website before. I just stopped, running that website because I have the person who's handling my website was I'm no longer connected with him. After the COVID-19 thing. So, and then someone get hold of my domain. So I'm just waiting for it to expire something. So once back, I also wanted to build that website, and also I think that's the reason why I wanted to seek more, because I wanted to have that online presence as well. It's like what we're doing right now in my day job right now. I'm working in a digital marketing company in the US right now. I'm working from home. I'm here in the Philippines, and then I wanted to implement that in my esports career. How to create an online presence, how to use Google Ads, Facebook Ads to leverage. So hopefully, I will be able to learn that along the way.
Fantastic. All right. So, Micel, do you have any final thoughts you want to share? Anything I didn't ask you think we still need to cover?
Yeah. I think we were able to cover everything, but if someone's watching this, I really wanted to, you know, encourage everyone. Perhaps, if we could have, uh, I know we have a community, but I think it might be if we could create like a town hall for everyone who likes or gamerpreneurs, so we could share thoughts, things, if we could set up like that, I would be really happy to help in
Certainly.
in the live
I'll
stream.
be honest, I have a group just sitting there. I haven't like activated because there'd be no way to handle it. Like I'm on this all by myself, and like the page is already crazy. To be able to handle a group and moderate that, if you can find me help for that, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. I would really love to help with that. I mean, we could, just let me know. I would love to help you with that, and then perhaps we could create a community out of it. There's a community, but active communities have been having
Certainly.
town halls like this.
We'll absolutely
I
talk
mean,
about it.
yeah.
Okay, Micel, I genuinely appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time as well. I really appreciate that. Yeah, sorry we need to reschedule this one to schedule conflicts, but now it's able to
Oh,
attend.
that's all good. All right.
Awesome.
And on that note, I'm going to remind everybody else, don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur.